Katherine Minola, often called Kate, stands at the center of the Taming of the Shrew as one of Shakespeare's most complex, polarizing, and compelling heroines. Traditionally labeled a shrew for her sharp tongue and rebellious temperament, Kate is far more than a caricature of female unruliness. Her dramatic arc illuminates tensions surrounding identity, autonomy, gender roles, and social expectations in Renaissance England, while also offering fertile ground for modern reinterpretation. Role in the narrative. Narratively, Kate is the fulcrum around which the central plot revolves. Her marriage becomes the play's driving conflict, both because it must occur before her younger sister Bianca can legally wed and because her behavior challenges societal norms that the rest of the cast seeks to enforce. The suitors' frantic competition for Bianca creates one storyline, while the effort to tame Kate forms the other, giving the play its title and thematic engine. Kate's initial portrayal sets her apart from the rest of Padua. She resists the passive, obedient qualities expected of women. She argues openly, mocks others, and voices her frustrations. This makes her feared and marginalized at the same time. Her father, Baptista's, favoritism toward Bianca exacerbates her emotional isolation, and her rebelliousness becomes both a symptom and a further cause of her alienation. Petruchio's arrival marks the narrative's climactic trajectory. Their courtship, if it can be called that, pits two strong personalities against each other. Through their confrontations, Shakespeare constructs one of his most dynamic battles of wit and will. Kate's journey toward her final speech therefore shapes the dramatic tension. Will she resist domination, collapse under it, or transform it into something more mutual? By the play's conclusion, Catherine's obedient speech surprises the audience, whether interpreted as sincere, ironic, or strategic. In performance, this speech often determines the play's tone: comic, disturbing, subversive, or empowering. Her transformation is the narrative's resolution, but Shakespeare deliberately leaves its nature open to interpretation. Symbolic significance. Symbolically, Katherine represents multiple dichotomies central to Renaissance society: order versus disorder, obedience versus freedom, and social harmony versus individual agency. At the start of the play, she embodies disorder, disrupting Padua's idealized social harmony. As a shrew, she challenges patriarchal values by resisting male authority, whether that of her father, potential suitors, or social conventions. Kate also symbolizes the consequences of restrictive gender norms. Her outbursts, frustrations, and bitterness can be interpreted as symptoms of an environment that denies her respect, autonomy, and affection. Bianca is celebrated for her compliance, while Kate is punished for her assertiveness. Thus, Shakespeare exposes the double standard that equates femininity with silence. Katherine becomes the embodiment of what happens when a woman rejects the demure ideal. Her symbolic role intensifies once she meets Petruchio. Their interactions can be seen as a theatrical ritual of transformation, in which Kate is pressured to become a wife who meets social expectations. The taming process, depriving her of food, sleep, and agency, functions symbolically as society's disciplinary mechanisms. It reflects the broader patriarchal structures that regulate female behavior through coercion and control. Yet Kate may also symbolize resistance and adaptability. Depending on interpretation, her final speech can express genuine submission, clever performance, or quiet defiance. Some productions portray her as speaking ironically to expose the absurdity of the expectations placed upon women, turning the speech into a disguised critique of patriarchy. Others show her finding harmony with Petruchio through mutual respect and shared humor. This flexibility makes Kate one of Shakespeare's richest symbolic figures. Broader implications. Kate's experience highlights how societies enforce prescribed roles for women. Her transformation, whether real or performed, mirrors broader debates about gender expectations, autonomy, and the boundaries of acceptable female behavior. In Shakespeare's time, marriage was less about love and more about economic and social stability. Kate's marriage to Petruchio represents the negotiation between individual identity and societal obligation. The taming process underscores the imbalance of power in marital relationships and exposes the tension between domination and partnership. Shakespeare frequently explores how identity is shaped by performance. Kate's final speech exemplifies this theme. Is she performing for social approval, manipulating the room, or finally expressing her internal change? Her character suggests that social roles often demand performance, especially from women who must navigate restrictive norms. Modern audiences and critics often view Kate through a feminist lens. Some see her as a victim of patriarchal oppression. Others interpret her as cleverly subverting male authority by turning obedience into a strategic tool. Many contemporary productions frame the play as a critique of gender politics rather than an endorsement of it. Conclusion. Katherine Minola remains one of Shakespeare's most debated and multifaceted characters. Positioned at the intersection of gender, power, and identity, she serves as the narrative's emotional and symbolic core. Her transformation, whether seen as subjugation, adaptation, or strategic redefinition, embodies the complexities of navigating a society built on rigid expectations. Through Kate, Shakespeare invites audiences to reflect not only on Renaissance gender norms but also on the enduring questions of autonomy, equality, and the performance of self. Her character continues to evolve with each generation, proving her enduring relevance and her power to challenge, unsettle, and inspire.